Hey everybody, I'm Josh.
And I'm Eitan.
Welcome back to the 29th episode of the Younger Half podcast. We are two 14-year-old boys from New Jersey who discuss, debate, and share insights on everything from history to politics, sports, current events, and more. Follow us on Instagram at the Younger Half and all other social media platforms. To see more of our podcasts, check us out on your favorite podcasting platform at the Younger Half. You can also check out our YouTube channel to see our faces during our podcast. Also, if you'd like to help grow the podcast by supporting us with a monthly donation, head to anchor.fm/theyoungerhalf/support or click on the link in the description. For this week's episode, we have the segment that we kicked off last episode that was
Still
actually,
no sponsor, Josh.
yeah, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that, all right?
That was released today. Yeah, so go check that out if you don't fully know what we're talking about. And we have a shocking Trump, well, not exactly shocking, but
Yeah, it's Trump,
a Trump recording that
we're
came out
expecting
today.
this.
Vaccine execution. We have a good old fashioned debate question. We have some New York sports and the end of the trivia. So what do you got for us, Eitan?
Oh, you want the trivia question, Josh?
Oh yeah, first of all though, so first of all, this segment is brought to you by nobody. So hit us up on Instagram or email us at younghalf@gmail.com if you'd like to sponsor. So
Yeah.
what we did different this
It
time,
sounded like so depressed, Josh. You know that? No, it's all good.
what we did this time is I do not know what the trivia question is. Eitan looked for it, and so it'll be interesting for me too. I won't answer it if I know the answer, which probably won't happen. But if I know it,
You never know.
I'll chime in maybe.
I don't think you'll know this one. We'll
And
see.
and yeah. So Eitan, hit us with the trivia question.
All right, ready? So this week's question is, what was the first toy to be advertised on television?
Mm.
That's this week's question. All right, so if I don't know if
I'm gonna
Josh knows the
guess.
answer. Yeah, hit us with the
No,
guess.
I have no. Wow, I have no idea.
Yeah, I guess if you do, stick around to the episode, to the
If
end
you
of the
don't,
episode, see if you're right. And if you
if you
don't,
don't, still stick around for the end of the episode.
that is true. But you don't know that one, Josh. I didn't think you would. I mean, like I
There's
didn't know
literally
it
no
either.
reason or way that I would know that.
The answer, I
Well, here,
thought
give everyone a hint. What was the year?
I don't know when television was invented, but the hint is it involves a vegetable.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Okay. I mean, I
So
thought this thing came out much later than the first toy, but you never know. You
yeah,
never know.
you never know.
All right.
So for the first segment we had today is a shocking Trump recording that came
Stop
out
saying
today.
shocking, Josh. Come on, it's Trump. You know, like
Should
he's
I?
about to get out of office,
Yeah.
so
So
doing everything.
before we can discuss anything, let's roll the clip.
The people of Georgia are angry. The people of the country are angry, and there's nothing wrong with saying that.
Sorry, by the way, this is some background. This is President Trump talking to the Georgia Secretary of State.
That you've recalculated.
Well, Mr. President, the challenge that you have is the data you have is wrong.
Look, all I want to do is this. I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state.
Yeah, he won. He just needs to find 11,746 ballots. Otherwise he won. You know.
So Eitan, let us. What do you got for us?
I think that's crazy. I mean, like, first of all, I'm surprised the Secretary of State even said like that. Like, you're incorrect, Mr. President. Like, even like before, like like right before like Trump got to the main point. But he literally just asked the Secretary of State in Georgia in a runoff right before the election results are in to find 11,000 Trump votes, so he won. And it makes no sense. He's like, we need 11,000 Trump votes because we won. Like, if you won, you don't need them, you know? It's just, I think it's just, I don't know, it bothers me how backwards Trump thinks, you know? What did you think?
I mean, I thought. I mean, I think that
Left you speechless.
that I mean, first of all, I'm not surprised. That's A. B is I. The fact that the president of the United States is just asking for 11,000 votes, he's like, no,
Yeah,
we
no
won. We
biggie,
just
right?
need we just need to find 11,000 votes. No, but there's nothing wrong with saying we've recalculated. Don't worry about it, Mr. Secretary. Like, I think his name was Brian. Like, I
I
st-
mean, you think he'll ever concede? Like, I know it's a little bit off topic, but you think like he's ever gonna come to the realization that he lost? Like, even after the inauguration plans are full swing ahead. You can go to BidenTransition.org, whatever it is .gov, and you can find all the inauguration plans and all the plans for him and for Biden and White House. Like, what do you think is gonna happen? Do you think he's gonna have to be like we talked about this a little before? Do you think he's gonna have to be like forced out of the White House? Like, any new thoughts? Like, what do you think?
I
Like,
mean, I think that I could see, just like him just being done with it like towards the inauguration, like,
yeah, I
whatever,
mean,
okay?
like
Like he
once
just
things
gives up.
start, yeah, I mean that's a good point. Like once things start becoming like more like when he starts realizing the fact that he actually, excuse me, lost the election, that is when he'll be like, oh damn it, and then just like
Like
storm out
when
of the
it'll
White House,
really
you know?
think like when things will start like playing out. For example, like January 6th, or today it's January 3rd. Um so I think it'll be Wednesday.
Right.
With the Senate, I think, or excuse me, the House will be like confirming, I think, something like this.
Or not.
Um President-elect Joe Biden. So once like that will be like the first step, I think. Once things really just start to play out even more, I think he just won't really have a choice.
Right, but we've been hearing like a lot of speculations of what's gonna happen on January 6th. You know, this is gonna be released after, but like this coming Wednesday when we're recording is January 6th, and this is when like the Senate, and Congress is supposed to pass the like official certification of the electorals. Like it's pretty much like a ceremony, kind of like Pence gets up. Well, the vice president's happening all the time. It happens every election, and gets up and pulls out like an envelope kind of from each state and says, North Carolina, 20 electoral college votes for Joe Biden. I don't know the exact number, but you know what I mean? So that is what is supposed to happen. But then at the end, Congress slash the Senate can say like the election had too many irregularities or whatever, and it's not, we can't confirm
Right,
it,
right.
which has never obviously happened before. So we will see.
I mean, yeah, that January 6th will definitely be an interesting day because, I don't think anything will really happen.
Yeah, that's what my dad said. He said like, oh, it's gonna be like
Like I think it's kind
like
of being
regular.
overhyped, if
I
that makes sense.
mean, yeah, and I don't really think they have like kind of like I don't think they have the courage because I think like deep down, they know it's kind of like against democracy just to like, because you're in the Senate and you like Trump, you can say that the election was stolen from him based on no facts, like I think
Yeah,
like
like the
they
Georgia
won't
secretary is
really
like,
do it.
Mr. President, the problem is that your data is incorrect.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
That's what I was talking about before. Like at a certain point, they're just like, you're just factually wrong. Like we can't back you up, and we can't like, we can't just deny Biden the presidency because you don't want him to be president. Like it just doesn't work like that. That's what I feel like. I hope that they're all thinking.
yeah, for sure. And also, yeah, I think you covered it really that, he's just wrong to say the least, you know what I mean?
Right. I mean, I just think that I just yeah, I mean like it's just waiting, I just don't know what's gonna happen. Like I hope nothing happens, same old like yeah. Also, I was wondering, and this is a little bit on the side, you plan on going in the inauguration, Josh?
Yeah, yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, all the way from
Really?
New
I I,
Jersey.
I I want I want to go, but it's I have a finals that day, so I can't go. I have midterms.
What's the date? January 20th, I thought.
Yeah, 20th. It's a day before we have a winter like a break. So
I thought I thought you just
well,
told me earlier that your break is January 18th now.
no, 21st.
21st.
So it's the day before. So yeah, very unfortunate because like I would miss like regular school, but it's like a science midterm, so can't go. That would be fun.
Would
though.
you actually go? Like,
Yeah, why not? I don't know. I'm very interested into like that kind of politics
I
stuff. I think
actually,
it'd be very cool.
I actually do not have school that day.
Really?
The day or
You'll
the day
go in
before
my
that, I
present,
do go to
Josh.
school. Well, actually, the day before that I do, but whatever.
You go in my presents.
No,
No. Why? You don't want to go to the inauguration, Josh?
not really.
Not interested, or just like no?
Both.
Both. All right. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think it'd be cool.
So Ethan, take away the next topic you have for us.
Vaccination execution. Yeah. So it's what's the oh, sorry about that. Someone's calling me. Gotta like I don't know for WhatsApp. Do not disturb. Just doesn't work. Don't ask me. But so for vaccine execution, we have seen in like I'll talk about like Israel. I think is a prime example, but we'll talk about it after this. Like America found 10 million, like we've heard that number, 10 million qualified people for the vaccine, but only administered it to roughly 2.5, maybe closer to 3 million by now. So like that's crazy. They have 7 million people that they like found qualified that didn't take it. And in Israel they have already vaccinated 10% of the country. Like I know that's a small
Over the
amount because
weekend,
America's
I'm
bigger,
pretty sure
but
it was 1 million
yeah,
people.
yeah. So I mean, like they're rounding the corner of vaccinating the entire country. You know, I
It's a little
actually
more
have
than
relatives in
10%, but okay, yeah.
right. So I've actually I have relatives in Israel, and my grandparents actually they got the vaccine like a month ago.
Oh
You know,
yeah,
well,
my
just
aunt and uncle who are in their 40s, I think. They received the vaccine already.
yeah. I mean, I know a lot of people in Israel that have.
Like
So
it's
it's just
crazy that
so
like here you have to be like for like how like behind we are, like my father is a first responder, so he's gotten his
and
first dose, but I mean
can
like
you
still it's like
Can you tell us about what you were telling me something I think over the weekend about like prisoners and
yeah, so
Murphy.
this is what I heard from my mother who was telling me over the weekend that like Murphy gave it like quietly, he did like quietly that to prisoners like when they're not even finished with it's called I think 1A, like the first like round of like healthcare workers and stuff like that. Like the nursing homes don't even fully have it, and
Right.
like the optics of it is just like
So I saw this tweet actually from like someone in Israel, and they wrote, "Here's a prime example from today to Israel organized chaos. End of the day at the vaccine center. A few doses left and will expire. You know, it can really only last like a day. So they had a few doses left, and a nurse literally went out to the middle of the street and spots a pizza delivery guy. Call him, and they say, pizza guy, I want a vaccine, and they gave him the vaccine. Like that just shows you how like different it is
yeah,
compared
that's what
to
happened to my uncle.
America,
Like
you know.
originally my uncle went with my aunt, and like my aunt like it was supposed to she was just supposed to get the vaccine or something like that, and like my uncle's like, I'm here already. Like, like, is it possible to give me like the vaccine also? So they're like, yeah, we have a slot open, and they just boom, gave him the vaccine right on the spot with no.
Yeah, I mean, and then like this person, this nurse tweeted like just had or doctor like just talked to a pharmacy in the Panhandle who's currently watching 30 doses of the vaccine go bad because they can't find enough eligible recipients. We had a year to figure this out. So they're saying in America they literally don't even have people they don't like think that certain people are even eligible for the vaccine. You know. It's just
Yeah,
so crazy how different it's like in Israel. They're running to the middle of the street and say, "Yo, you're like about to deliver a pizza. Like, I give you the last dose of the vaccine."
yeah,
And here they're
right,
like, you're not qualified because because of this."
right. It's also interesting that like you know um America is like supposed to be like, oh, the big country, oh, they're doing everything right, well, like look at just our vaccine execution and you'll retract that statement
Yeah, I
partially at
mean,
least.
it's so just like just the contrast. It's just I still can't get over the fact that like they literally are just they're at a point where they vaccinated like all the essential workers and stuff that they're going on the street and like saying, pizza guy, you want a vaccine, and even if it's like, people are saying, oh, it's a smaller country, but that doesn't really mean anything, they still like just like the thought, like the effort that they're putting in to like vaccinate everyone.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And also, like I just said, like the difference is like astonishing. Really that this tiny little country can do it significant. Now you could argue, oh, but they have a much bigger like country or anything like that. Okay, but
Yeah, but
it's like through the state. Donald Trump is not issuing the vaccine to
also
Vermont. You know
they
what I
didn't
mean?
even if anything, that's easier to vaccinate more people, because if we have 300 million, then we should have more vaccines to administer
Right,
than
right,
Israel, because we have
yeah,
more people to give it to. But no.
right. Yeah, and also, yeah, the prisoner thing I just kind of found like, 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 you know what I mean? Like, it's
Yeah, that's a little crazy. I mean,
also, I think, by the way, I think America might have more people vaccinated.
then
Israel.
really, I saw something that's 2.5 to 3 million people.
Exactly.
Well, only how many did I don't know.
A million
Could
in
be
Israel, I'm pretty sure.
right. And I mean, I think the thing with 3 million is just compared to they found like 10 million people qualified. Just not everyone's taking it. It's
Right.
crazy.
That's the other thing. Is like they could be giving it to a lot more people, but
Yeah, just they're not.
yeah.
um, you have the question for us, Josh?
Yeah, let's take it let's take it to the question. So the question that we'd like to pose today is how should parents handle a bad report card or bad grades, etc. Same thing.
Yeah, bad test grades, same thing.
So Ethan, what do you think about that?
I think this is similar to like last episode and had to do like parents' reaction to a child not falling in the exact footprints or exact like vision their parent wants to see them follow, such as doing well in the game and doing well in school. But I
Right.
mean, like a bad report card can be handled in such a good way and such a bad way. Like I just like I'm on like FaceTime with like two other my friends. Like I'm the third, and like they're both talking about how like they're both gamers and like their PS5 is taken away because they had got like a 70 on one math test. Like for me, isn't bad, but whatever. And then the other kid who has like a cracked phone, like his dad like got him the 12, but he won't give it to him until he gets like 90s in all his classes. And I'm sitting here like my dad just like whenever I got a bad grade, I text him and he's just like, oh, it's fine. Like, we'll work on it. Like, I think that, you know, immediate punishment is just like, yes, I guess it's motivating the kid because, like, like, but like, it's true because my friend is
For
like,
those who don't know, I'm shaking my head right now, but yeah.
yeah, I mean, I know you are, but like, I agree with you, but I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like, they're like, as I know they are like depressed, not like very
Yeah.
depressed, but like, they're just like, it's like yeah they just feel like so pressured into getting good grades, but like also like it's a little bit of motivation, but I think like at certain points too extreme. But I'm saying like from the other side, like the parents I think believe that like kids need good motivation, like if they just like get a bad grade and then can go play on their PlayStation or Xbox for like 3 hours and not study, then
Well,
they need to take it away.
yeah.
What are your thoughts? I know you're shaking your head, have some
Yeah.
reaction, so let
So
us
what
know.
I think is if the kid's putting in the work, if they're doing their homework, if they're in, let's take math class. They're doing their
Right.
homework. They study. You saw them studying for the test. So what are you supposed to do? The kid put in the effort. You're gonna take his.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing.
You're
If
gonna
they're
take
putting
away.
in
You're
effort,
gonna
then
take away his PlayStation for putting in effort and not doing as well as you hoped. Or even if he got a 52, even if he got a 35 and studied and is doing his homework. Okay, well, what are you supposed to do? I think that's one of the main reasons that like there's like the classic stereotype of like high school being like all stressful and like having like high school like having like depressed kids and stuff like that. I think this is a big reason. Like if a kid is under constant pressure to do not even pressure, feels as though his
it's
parents will
like
be
a
angry at him for
disappointment,
putting
yeah,
in the effort
but
the
not
effort
getting a
and
good
not
grade.
doing as well as they hope, he'd A, feel disappointed, B, the anxiety levels would be off the chart, which is the stereotype, which is probably mostly the true stereotype of high school students, which I think is a major problem. And also, what you said, I think, is completely wrong. That like this could be motivating to a child. I think that's incorrect. I think,
I don't agree with that. Just putting
yeah,
that out
okay,
there. I'm just saying that's what they're.
right.
That's what
I
they
think
think.
that I'm trying to figure out where this that if one is under an immense amount of pressure of getting punished and feeling angered at, then compare compare the kid compare the kid's anxiety levels or stress levels um of one who feels pressured and as though they're going to get punished for putting in effort versus the kid who might feel nervous for the test. It might even feel nervous about his parents, but knows at least deep down that his parents will not be mad. It's uncomparable.
I also think that it's very important.
How
Yeah.
could one be stressed for a test if they know if the only person who would get mad at them is their parents, which is true. Okay,
Right.
let's say your teacher gets mad at you, they always have to go through the parents. The parents are not whatever. Yeah, you get the point. Then if they have a safe, I think it's called a fail zone or something like that, like safe landing, whatever it's called, then it's almost impossible to be worried or stressed or a test.
Yeah, and I mean, I think the biggest thing is not just like, okay, not having punishment at all, but I think like the biggest thing is saying like, okay, like I see you got a bad grade on this, but like we'll work on it. Like, how about every Thursday, like when you have a test or let's say you have a weekly quiz, like we'll study like the 2 nights before, I think like that's more important than like, like it's like one thing to just say like have no consequences at all, but it's another thing to like have the parent like be more active in the kid's life and say like, okay, we'll help you with this, we'll help you with that.
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. Go ahead.
I 100% agree. Like, really think that, like, it doesn't really do anything. It just, like, makes them more anxious. It makes them sad, makes them depressed. Like, it doesn't help it doesn't help anyone, like, by taking away their things. Like, I guess it makes like, what does it really do? I know that they say, like, oh, yeah, it's motivating for the kid. Like, yeah, no, because they just, if anything, it just makes them more stressed and more anxious. And then when they get to the test, they're just like, I have to get a 90. I have to get a 90.
I mean,
And then,
I
like,
feel like
then
the
they're
worst thing
just
is also like
shaking,
the buildup.
Right, exactly. And then like
Yeah, or
once you get to the
also
test, you have an anxiety attack and you fail. Like,
yeah, also another just addition to what I was saying before is like if the kid's learning, then what are you gonna do?
yeah, and
If
especially
they're
if he's
let's say
trying his hardest.
or not even that. Let's say they're putting
Really?
in 75% of the effort, and which I mean that's good for all the classes they have. I'd be
Right.
mostly satisfied with that. Let's say they have let's say they're in the honors history class,
Right.
and I don't know, that's first thing that came to my math was, but math.
Math. Favorite subject.
No, math is pointless. But up until like
Point.
the first
We
half of
should have
seventh
that
grade.
question next week.
Yeah, we'll chat. Yeah.
We should have that question. Should like
Should yeah
we'll chat.
yeah I don't remember what I was gonna say now, but it's all good.
I'll chime in while you think of that. Just like a last one I was gonna say is just like I think that if yeah, I mean like if they're putting in like effort, like I don't think perfect grades show like anything, because like they can still
yeah, for sure.
you can still do good, just not be good
Not
at
even that,
tests.
they could still be learning in a ton and getting 50s on the tests
Right.
or 40s even. Like you know what I mean.
Yep.
So just for some little sports, the right now the Eagles versus football team game is going on right now. I'm pretty sure it's
Football
0-0. I just checked. Yeah, it still feels weird to say the football team, but that's all right. The stakes are super high. If the Redskins win, then the Giants are in the playoffs. But if the Eagles win, then if the Redskins win, then the Redskins are in the playoffs. But if the
What did you
football
just call them?
team,
You're
yeah,
canceled.
excuse me. If the football team wins, then the football team is in the playoffs. If the Eagles win, then the
Yeah.
Giants are in the playoffs. So some stakes on that game that's going on right now. And also the Knicks, they're having a good start. I'm
What's the record
pretty
now?
happy with them. Their record right now, I'm pretty sure, is 3-3. I'll quickly fact check that. Yeah, they've been doing pretty okay, honestly. I like the head coach that they hired. I'm satisfied with that. Yeah, they're 3-3. Fact check. Did they have the
Pretty
Hawks game
good.
tomorrow night? So yeah, Eitan, give us the answer to your trivia question.
Yeah. Are you ready? So it was Mr. Potato Head.
Oh, Mr. Potato Head,
Mm,
my man.
I
Well,
really thought he was more like new. I didn't think he's from, it's a
'cause
1952.
oh wow, that's a
I didn't
long
think
time
that
ago.
was. I really did. I thought that was like more of a new thing. Like I knew he was old, but I didn't
It
know
was
he
like
was
Toy
like that
Story.
old. Yeah, I
I
don't
didn't
know.
know that. Did not. That's interesting.
All
Thank
right,
you for
you
sharing
have
that.
to.
So that is the end, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. Follow us on Instagram at theyoungerhalf. Check us out on your favorite podcasting platform. Subscribe to us on our YouTube channel at theyoungerhalf. And if you want to help us grow, consider supporting us on anchor.fm/theyoungerhalf/support. Or press on the link in the description for questions or comments. Email us at theyoungerhalf@gmail.com. Have a good week, everyone. Stay safe.